First question is there in front of you. The characteristics of scientific method of research are. Now, what is scientific method? Why do you call something as scientific, and when do you call it scientific? When you say scientific in a research, what does that mean? 1, it should be systematic. 2, it should be sequential. 3, it should be objective. There should be objectivity in it. What is objectivity? Free from bias. There should not be any bias. 4, it should be cyclical. That is, when you are doing something, somebody else wants to do it again, he should know the sequence and whatever you have done. 5, it should be testable. Very important. It should be testable. 6, it should be verifiable. 7, it should be predictive. प्रिडिक्टिव होनी चाहिए, क्योंकि प्रिडिक्टिव का मतलब आप आगे क्या आने वाला है उसके बारे में आपको प्रिडिक्शन हो. 8th, it should be empirical. Very important. That is very important. And what is empirical? What is the meaning of empiricism? Anything which is empirical means it is with experience. Now, how do you define it? Suppose you are collecting some data from in a research, and you are collecting it yourself. You are the first one or first time collector of that data. That data is called primary data. And any data that is primary, the researcher himself collects that data, and that data is empirical. Empirical मतलब आपने कोई चीज खुद एक्सपीरियंस करके हासिल करी, अचीव की, that is empiricism. Either by asking questions, taking interviews, questionnaires, scheduling, टेलीफोनिक इंटरव्यू. आपने किसी से फोन पे सुना है, किसी से कोई बात किसी ने से सुनी है, आपने सुनाई बात है तो भी आपने सुनी है, इसलिए वो भी एम्पेरिकल है. बट सेकेंडरी डेटा नॉट एम्पेरिकल. क्यों? क्योंकि सेकेंडरी डेटा इज दैट डेटा विच यू हैव कलेक्टेड और विच you have not collected, which somebody else has collected, and you are using it either from archives, museums, government offices, documents, government files, journals, magazines, some research work, data. So that is not empirical because you have not collected it. Your experience is not included in that data. Let us now start. These 100 explanatory classes would be very much beneficial for you. When at the end of those 100 videos, after you have watched and copied down notes of these 100 classes, you will be surprised to know that your knowledge is going to increase very, very much. First, what is the characteristic of scientific method? First, empirical. Yes, empiricism. What is empiricism? Empiricism is with experience. Objective. Yes, it should be objective. Objectivity means free from bias. Systematic. Yes, it should be systematic also. Systematic means sequential. Secretive? No, it should not be secretive. Secretive means it should be transparent actually. Not secretive, but transparent. Anything which is transparent is subjective, is objective and scientific. Security related? No, nothing to do with security. Predictive? Yes, you must be able to predict. What is your hypothesis? Hypothesis is also prediction. It's a tentative statement. Hypothesis is a tentative solution. You are predicting the solution of the research question, and then you are testing that hypothesis. The entire research process is what? Testing of hypothesis. So A, B, C and F is your answer. Find out the options. A, B, C and F. This is your answer. Got it? Let us move forward. I hope it is clear, and this is how we are going to study in these classes and move forward. Next, the identification of a research problem involves. See, when you want to identify a research problem, what do you do? First, you select your research area, broad research area. Once you select your broad area of research, then you divide that broad area into sub area. The sub area in which your liking is there. For example, you want to do research in commerce subject. Now, in commerce there are many things, many kinds of different, you can say, sub subjects. So, suppose you want to choose banking in commerce, or marketing, or economics, or accounts, anything. And in that, suppose you choose banking. Banking is a broad area of your subject. Now, in banking, you divide or break that broad area into sub area. Suppose you want to study non-banking financial companies, NBFCs, and their NPAs, non-performing assets. So that is your sub area, NBFCs. From NBFCs, now you demarcate your area and then you identify the problem area. What is your liking? Now you pinpoint the issue in NBFCs that you want to study. That becomes your problem. So that is the identification of problem. Let us now start. First, selection of academic area. Yes, you first select the academic area, commerce, or in commerce, economics, accounts, whatever academic area you have. Then you demarcate that study area. Out of the academic area, you demarcate the study area, banking. So that is demarcation. A and B, both are correct. Now, some smart work. Let us do some smart work. Now, what is smart work? I have, out of 5 points, only studied or checked 2 points. Now I know A and B are correct. I'll go to the options and see how many options have A and B. This does not have A and B. This does not have A and B. I have got 2 options which have A and B. So my answer is restricted to 2 now. Third, rejection of personal and collective choices. No, you do not reject personal choice. In fact, you check or take into account personal choice. It is very important that your personal choice should be included. That is going to make you go longer, because it's a long and tedious process. Research is a long process, tedious process. 3.5, 4 years, sometimes many years. So your personal choice is very important. So C is wrong. This is also gone. My answer is there. Only by checking 3, I've got the answer. But in this class, I'm going to teach you all. Specific topics within the area. Yes. Once you have demarcated your study area, now you select specific topic from that demarcated area. This is also correct. Management of financial sources is not done while identifying problem. पहले आप मैनेजमेंट नहीं करते फाइनेंशियल सोर्सेज का, कि आइडेंटिफिकेशन ऑफ प्रॉब्लम कर रहा हूँ, पहले पैसा देखूं कितना. नो, दिस इज नॉट डन हियर. सो A, B and D is your right answer. This is your answer. I hope you have understood. Let us start the third question. Participatory research is also described as. Now, what is participatory research? See, there is a qualitative research called ethnographic research. Ethnography includes study of a certain culture, tribe or community and its living standards, its food habits, its cultural everyday things, and you study that culture, that food habits, that living standard by either living with them, that is called participatory, or partial participatory or non-participatory. But you study that culture, that community. So participatory research actually is a community-based research. You study a community and its culture and its food habits, or all the things that the community has. So participatory research is also described as not group-based, not government-based, not individual-based, but community-based. Now, sometimes students get confused with group and community. There's difference. A community is a group of similar characteristic people. Community is a group of similar culture or religion or same tribe or some similarity in one or other characteristic. That is called community. A group can be heterogeneous also. Group can be any number of people in a group of friends, everything. But when you are talking about participatory research, you study a community, not a group. Okay, let us move on to the next question. Fourth question. The 4 approaches to knowing answers to research questions according to Kerlinger are. See, Kerlinger gave some approaches of solving or answering the research question. Let me tell you one thing. When you want to answer a research question, what are the things that you require? Do you require tenacity? Tenacity means tenacious होना मतलब जिद्दी होना. किसी चीज की जिद पकड़ लेना कि ये तो करके ही रहूंगा, ठान लेना. That is tenacious. So method of tenacity is very important in finding answer to your research question, because in a research process, you should be very much adamant in finding the answer to your question. क्योंकि it's a tedious process. कई बार ऐसा होता है, you lose hope. Sometimes you say कि ओहो मैं 1 साल से कर रहा हूँ, मुझे कुछ नहीं मिल रहा. So you should be tenacious. वो एटीट्यूड में आपके टेनेसिटी होनी चाहिए, वो ठानना, वो जिद्दीपना, वो एडमेंसी होनी चाहिए. Method of intuition, yes. Hypothesis is what? Intuition only. Predictiveness, intuition. You must have intuition. Method of authority, yes. You must have authority in your finding solution to the research work, because if you do not have authority, you cannot control things. Method of science, yes, because the entire research process is scientific. So method of science is very important. These 4 were the approaches given by Kerlinger. Method of tenacity, method of science, method of authority, and method of intuition. Creativity is not required in the entire research process. Creativity is a section which is only required in hypothesis formulation. This has been a question also in previous years. The question was, in which stage of research creativity plays a major role? And that stage is hypothesis formulation. Method of non-functionality, no, functionality, not non-functionality. So A, B, C, D is your answer. I hope you have got it now. Let us move on to the next question. 5th question. In a research setting, participants may act differently because they think they are getting special attention. This reaction of treatment group to the special attention rather than the treatment itself is called. See, if you are observing somebody and that person incidentally knows that he is being observed, आप किसी को छुप छुप के उसके बिहेवियर को स्टडी कर रहे हो, लेकिन उसको पता चल जाए कि वो मुझे कोई ऑब्जर्व कर रहा है. आई एम गेटिंग सम स्पेशल ट्रीटमेंट, मुझे ऑब्जर्वेशन हो रहा है, somebody is looking at me or observing me for some data. Would he be doing the same behavior as his original behavior? No, he will not be doing his original behavior. Your data will not come original. Your data will be affected. That effect is called Hawthorn effect. Hawthorn effect is that effect on data when the person observed knows that he is being observed. His special treatment is known to him, so he will not behave like his original manner. That is called Hawthorn effect. So our answer is Hawthorn effect. Attention deficit means that person feels that he is not getting attention. That is wrong. Jung effect. Jung effect, Jungian theory is a very famous psychological theory, and Jung in his theory said, Jung's theory said that when you have something in your subconscious mind that is going to affect your behavior. दिमाग में कोई चीज अगर आपके किसी सबकॉन्शियस माइंड में कभी कोई चीज दिमाग में अगर बैठ गई किसी बारे में, तो वो आपके बिहेवियर को, आपकी सोच को अफेक्ट करेगी उस पर्टिकुलर सिचुएशन. दैट इज कॉल्ड जंग इफेक्ट. सो दैट इज नॉट here considered, and Marlowe is another name for Marlowe effect is the same as Hawthorn effect. So your answer is Hawthorn effect. Let us move on to the next question. Sixth question. Below are given a few key terms. Identify those which denote qualitative research paradigm. So, in your research types, this is a very important question which has come several times. You must be able to identify the various types of research as quantitative and qualitative. You must be able to classify the quantitative researches and the qualitative researches. You must be able to identify each and every research. Fundamental research, quantitative. Ex post facto, quantitative. Experimental, quantitative. Historical, qualitative. Ethnography, qualitative. Phenomenology, qualitative. You must be able to identify. Narrative research, qualitative. Descriptive research, quantitative. Survey, quantitative. Case study, qualitative. So, you must be able to classify quantitative and qualitative researches. This is a very important topic. Many times question has come in this topic. Ex post facto is quantitative. So, this is not qualitative. Ethnography, yes, qualitative. A is wrong, B is right. There is no B in this option. A is wrong, no option. A is wrong, cancel. Smart work. Elimination. I have just checked 2 out of 6 and I know the answer. This is my answer. Let us now check. A is wrong, a quantitative. B is qualitative. Symbolic interaction, yes, qualitative. Because symbolic interaction mein you are understanding the non-verbal communication which is qualitative. There is no measurement in that. Descriptive survey, no, quantitative. Narrative, yes, qualitative. Experimental, quantitative. Very important question. So, your answer is B, C and E. I hope it is clear now. Let us move on. One very important advice to you. Suppose I am explaining a question to you people, and while writing the notes, you keep on writing and listening also, and some things have been missed. You have a very good option. This video is with you in your app. You want to watch it again? Play it back. Watch it again. Pause it. Write down the notes. Then again play back. Then pause. Whenever you want Anil sir to get paused, you can always stop then and there. Anil sir, stop. Pause. Button. Your Anil sir is going to function with your finger. Button. Stop. Now you'll write. Play. You can always do that. In which research method manipulation of independent variable and control of extraneous variables are neither possible nor desirable. Manipulation of independent variable is done in experimental, and in ex post facto manipulated variable is not there. There is no manipulation. Independent variable is there, but it is not manipulated. It is the changes of independent variable are studied on dependent variable, effect is studied, but no manipulation, no control. Not in ex post facto, but in experimental there is. This is the only difference of experimental and ex post facto, that in experimental there is manipulation of independent variable, there is control. In ex post facto there is no control, there is no manipulation. So, not possible, not desirable, that means this is ex post facto. Find out ex post facto. This is your answer. This is also an important question, has come many times. Okay, next. So, what is a good sample in research? A good sample in research is that which is optimally representing the population. It is a good representative of the population. Most of the characteristics of population if are coming in the sample, then it is a good sample. Optimally इसलिए बोलते हैं कि 100% तो represent कर नहीं सकता, क्योंकि population में से कुछ तो आप छोड़ोगे, सैंपल थोड़ा सा लोगे. सो इट इज नॉट गोइंग टू रिप्रेजेंट 100%. तो होता ही नहीं कभी. अनिल सर भी कभी नहीं बोलता कि पेपर 1 में 100% दिला दूंगा. 80% की इच्छा होती है. ला रहे बच्चे 80%. सो वंस यू स्टडीड पेपर 1 फ्रॉम मी, 80% तो आ जाते हैं, 70 क्रॉस हो जाते हैं, 70, 75, 80, 85, डिपेंडिंग अपॉन योर हार्ड वर्क. सो फर्स्ट, रेडिली एक्सेसिबल. नो, रेडिली एक्सेसिबल को मैं क्यों कैंसिल कर रहा हूं, सुनिए. ये जो जजमेंटल सैंपलिंग होती है, एक्सीडेंटल सैंपलिंग होती है, कन्वीनियंट सैंपलिंग होती है, ये नॉन प्रोबेबिलिस्टिक सैंपलिंग होती है. और इसमें जो सामने मिल गया उसी को ले लिया. दिस इज नॉट अ गुड सैंपल। रेडिली एक्सेसिबल सैंपल जो भी हो गया आगे आपके पास, वो आपने ले लिया, जरूरी थोड़ी वो पूरा रिप्रेजेंट करे पॉपुलेशन को। तो रेडिली एक्सेसिबल वाला सैंपल अच्छा सैंपल नहीं होता। रिप्रेजेंटेटिव पॉपुलेशन कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स, यस, दिस इज इंपॉर्टेंट, दिस इज a characteristic of a good sample. अब स्मार्ट वर्क, A is wrong, B is right. A is wrong, cancel. B is right, cancel. I've got only 2 options left. My answer is one of them. Let us check the C1. Serving the personal considerations of the researcher. No. वो सैंपल जो रिसर्चर की पर्सनल कंसिडरेशंस को करेक्ट सर्व करेगा, वो तो नॉन प्रोबेबिलिस्टिक या कन्वीनियंट सैम्पलिंग है, वो तो कभी भी अच्छी नहीं होती. सो सी इज रॉन्ग. सो माय आंसर इज देयर विद यू माय डियर स्टूडेंट्स. वी हैव द आंसर विद अस, बी, डी एंड ई. अब इसको पूरा देखते हैं. प्रिसीशन एंड एक्यूरेसी इन अप्रोक्सीमेटिंग द पैरामीटर्स. हाँ, जो उसके पैरामीटर्स हैं, पैरामीटर किसको बोलते हैं? मेरी आपने वीडियो देखी होगी यूट्यूब पर टर्मिनोलॉजी की, उसमें या आपने मेरी थ्योरी क्लास में पढ़ा होगा, जो बच्चे पढ़ रहे हैं मेरे से. पैरामीटर और स्टैटिस्टिक. पैरामीटर मींस कैरेक्टरिस्टिक ऑफ पॉपुलेशन, स्टैटिस्टिक मींस कैरेक्टरिस्टिक ऑफ सैंपल. तो जो पैरामीटर को अप्रोक्सीमेट कर सके, पॉपुलेशन की कैरेक्टरिस्टिक को एक्यूरेटली अप्रोक्सीमेट कर सके, वो अच्छा सैंपल है. एंड फ्रीडम फ्रॉम बायस, यस, अनबायस्ड सैंपल सबसे अच्छा सैंपल होता है. सो द आंसर इज बी, डी एंड ई. हमने तो पहले ही निकाल लिया स्मार्ट वर्क से, पर अब क्लास में तो सारा समझाना है हमको, वो तो जरूरी है. ओके, लेट अस मूव ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. Ninth question. Ninth question says, when the independent variable is explored rather than manipulated, to observe the effect on dependent variable, the method of research is. जब आप इंडिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल एक्सप्लोर कर रहे हो, मैनिपुलेट नहीं कर रहे हो, तो वो एक्स पोस्ट फैक्टो है. अभी अभी ऐसा कैसा क्वेश्चन हमने किया था. देखिए, ये क्वेश्चन अलग एग्जाम में आया था और वो क्वेश्चन अलग एग्जाम में आया. सेम क्वेश्चन है, कपड़े बदल के आया, लैंग्वेज थोड़ी चेंज आई, लेकिन आया दोनों बार, दोनों क्वेश्चन आए एग्जाम में. मैं चला के आपको दोनों इस टेस्ट पेपर में डाले, ताकि आपको ये अलग अलग लैंग्वेजेस देखते ही आप पकड़ सके, और इस तरह क्वेश्चन दोबारा आ जाए तो हंस के तुरंत, अरे मजा आ गया, ये तो जवाब आ गया, हमें आता है. So let us move on. 10th question. Now 10th question is important. Listen to the 4 statements and you have to tell me which of the following statement is incorrect. Incorrect. False. That is 3 are true, 1 is false. Observational methods are used in both correlational and experimental research. See, this is true. In experimental research also and correlation also, observation is a main part of experimental research. ये क्वेश्चन बच्चों बहुत बार आया कि एक्सपेरिमेंटल रिसर्च की मेन कीवर्ड्स या कैरेक्टरिस्टिक क्या है. तो मैं आपको 4 वर्ड्स बताऊंगा, आप ध्यान से सुनना, नोट कर लेना. पहला ऑब्जर्वेशन, दूसरा कंट्रोल, तीसरा मैनिपुलेशन. ये 3 तो सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट है. कई बार आ गया कि एक्सपेरिमेंटल रिसर्च, उल्टा पूछ लेते हैं, मैनिपुलेशन किस में होता है, मैनिपुलेशन किस में नहीं होता है, कंट्रोल किस में होता है, कौन सा एक्सपेरिमेंट है जिसमें कंट्रोल होता है. कई बात है एक्सपेरिमेंटल रिसर्च में कौन कौन सी कैरेक्टरिस्टिक होती हैं या कौन सी नहीं होती है. तो मैनिपुलेशन होती है, कंट्रोल होती है, ऑब्जर्वेशन होती है, जनरलाइजेशन होती है. ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट बात है. सेकेंड, एक्सपोज फैक्टर. तो ये तो सही है, तो ये हमारा आंसर, हमें तो इनकरेक्ट ढूंढना है. Ex post facto research uses data that you collected before you came up with your hypothesis. हाँ, सही बात है, ex post facto में hypothesis नहीं होती है, डेटा पहले आ जाता है. तो ये तो करेक्ट स्टेटमेंट है, इनकरेक्ट नहीं है. Archival research uses data collected and sometimes coded by someone else. ये archival data क्या होता है? Archives मतलब collected data. ये जो कलेक्शंस में, लाइब्रेरी में, गवर्नमेंट फाइल्स में, डिपार्टमेंट्स में, जर्नल्स में, मैगजीन्स में, रिसर्च वर्क्स में जो डेटा ऑलरेडी कलेक्टेड है, वो एक जगह इकट्ठा है, उसे आर्काइवल डेटा कहते हैं. मतलब पहले से इकट्ठा किया हुआ स्टोर्ड डेटा, दैट इज आर्काइवल. सो आर्काइवल रिसर्च जो है वो उस डेटा को यूज कर रही है. तो बिल्कुल सही बात है, वो तो पहले से कलेक्टेड है, समबडी एल्स. सही बात है, ये भी ट्रू है. यूजिंग अ स्कैटर प्लॉट टू ग्राफ योर कोरिलेशन डेटा विल नॉट टेल यू द डायरेक्शन ऑफ द रिलेशनशिप. नो, दिस इज रॉन्ग, दिस इज माई आंसर. स्कैटर प्लॉट डायरेक्शन देता है. लेट मी शो यू अ स्कैटर प्लॉट. What is a scatter plot? A scatter plot is a graph which depicts the position of two variables. One is on the x-axis and the other is on the y-axis. Increase of one will result in what for the other? This is depicted by dots in a scatter plot. Dots are, why is it called scatter plot? Because you plot dots and those dots are scattered in the entire graph. This data is corresponding to this data is corresponding to this data. So you plot a graph by scattered dots. Now this is a scatter plot, and this scatter plot is giving a direction. This direction is called positive direction. As this variable is increasing, this variable is also increasing. That is why this is called a positive direction graph. So scatter plot gives direction for the relation between two variables. It is saying, the question says it does not give direction, not tell you the direction. This is wrong. So the incorrect statement is D. I hope it is clear now. So these were the questions of your test paper 1. That is all for today. I hope you have learnt a lot in this video. Next time, see you in the next class and with another class, another set of questions. Be ready with your paper and notes copy and study fast, study hard.